Alright, here we are, back for round two with Bloodbraid Elves, and we're playing against. I'm going to pronounce this Rogue deck wins, but it's not exactly how we spell rogue. Alright, so this is a pretty sweet hand. Got a lot of powerful cards in it, and we've got a turn 1 mana dork. On the draw, I'm going to be quite happy to keep this. I would prefer a second mana dork, but I think this is good enough on the draw. With our lovely mismatched Cavern of Souls. But if we get to go Mystic into Archdruid, into Dwynen's Elite, into Bloodbraid Elf, it's going to be so sweet. Windswept Teeth go. Sounds good to me. Oh, second Bloodbraid Elf. It's going to be sweet. Just don't kill any of our creatures. Basically the motto of playing elves, just don't kill our creatures. Ghost Quarter? Ooh, is this the green-white value deck? Because if so, our opponent's going to be in for a treat. I played the Guiltleaf Palace there because you really want to get those onto the battlefield as quickly as possible, in case you run out of elves in hand. I think our opponent was trying to hit land drops there because of not cracking their fetch land. Looks like they didn't manage to. They have Path the Archdruid main, which is sensible. But we're going to get to Bloodbraid Elf, I think. Yeah, I'm going to start getting the beat down on with the Bloodbraid Elf, I think. Yep, we will cast Dwynen's Elite. And look at this board. This is so good. We get to attack for 4. Our opponent's under a ton of pressure and we've still got 4 cards in hand. Alright, I will be the first to admit I was skeptical of Bloodbraid Elf, but this seems really powerful to me. Our opponent's got his land. Maybe a Branoc Excavator or something coming in. No, he's gone for white mana. Knight? It's Knight of the Reliquary. Alright, that's fine. We'll just have to go around that. Nettle Sentinel, okay. He's got 5 mana. So we've got lots of options here. We can play our 1 and both of our 2s. Just try and get as wide of a board as possible and trying to finish our opponent off with Shamans. We could play the Bloodbraid Elf and our Nettle Sentinel just to get the Bloodbraid Elf into play, but I think that's not exciting. I think I want to save the Shaman. So I'm going to start with Elvish Visionary. And we're going to try and dig into a second Shaman of the pack. Because our opponent's creatures are going to be, on average, bigger than ours. Okay. That's not too bad. And we didn't have lethal because we could only attack for 3 past the night. So we didn't have enough damage with the Shaman, but we will next turn. Almost certainly. So just not going to attack here, there's no need. And if our opponent can make a land drop into a collected company and have 3 creatures, we're going to be able to go around that with Shaman. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana next turn, so we can go Nettle Sentinels in Shaman. 4, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage, and then we only need to get 2 damage in with our creatures. So there's a land drop. This looks like to me that our opponent's got a collected company in hand. But we've got a second Shaman in the pack, so we're just going to play the first one. Except for the fact we're not going to play it like that because we need black mana. And then we're going to play the second one and our opponent won't have any response. The Ghost Quarter suggests to me that they're not playing Bant, which would be the only way they could stop this, is to go for a Spell Queller off a company. Our opponent's just thinking if they can company into anything that can reduce this damage. But they can't, so I'm going to just cast the second one. They could have they could be weird and have Settle the Wreckage in their main deck, so trying to kill them outside of combat seems like the best way to do things. And it appears it is, so Bloodbraid Elf showing off a bit of its power there and getting a good quick clock on. So there we go, sort of similar to the last round. The only cards I can see us really wanting are some of these grindier cards. I don't think the green-white company decks usually play sweepers, but I could see it for matchups like these. So I'm tempted to bring in the Evolutionary Leap. It also helps us dig to our Shamans, because I think there's a good chance we have to go through Shamans in order to finish our opponent off. Might be Engineered Explosives as well, something like that. So I definitely want the Evolutionary Leap and possibly the Lead the Stampedes. Got quite a lot of value. I don't want could cut. I don't really like cutting the Nettle Sentinels or the Heritage Druid in this sort of matchup where they don't have a vast amount of spot removal, so it's relatively easy to go broken. So I think I might trim on some Dwinen's Elites. I think the Visionary plays into our game plan of keeping up with them on cards. So I'm going to cut a couple of Dwinen's Elites and just try and find our more powerful cards. 35 is still a really great number of hits for Collected Company. Sorry, 31, because the Bloodbraid Elves. So it's going to hit 3 creatures most of the time. No, yeah, 3 creatures most of the time. So that seems fine. Let's try like that. Yeah, this is a matchup a bit more than the Eldrazi Taxes we played last round, where the card advantage is likely to matter. So, yeah, that's another reason why the Evolutionary Leap and Lead the Stampedes could be useful. Another card I've seen start to creep into decks is the Shaper's Sanctuary, which lets you draw a card when a creature gets targeted. That's quite powerful against matchups where they're bringing a lot of spot removal, so I might play around with that in the sideboard later, but in the meantime our opponent's kept 7, we're going to also keep 7, we've got some dudes and some shamans, so can't really say no to that. Gotta say, this Modern Elves is quite something. Not the art I tend to use in paper, I tend to use the traditional core set art. Yeah, got Noble Higher up to start our opponent off this game. That's going to be significantly more powerful than what he got up to last game. We're going to reveal the Llanowar Elves because that's the one we're going to play. And pass back to our opponent. Hopefully we draw a 1-mana elf and we can get some Heritage Druid value going next turn. and just go as fast as powerful as possible. Scavenging ooze, that's fine. That doesn't really matter too much. And another noble hierarch. Okay. Well, you're doing your best elf impression. Ooh, collector company. That's a good draw. So I'm going to start with the Guilty Palace Revealed and Visionary, because that's the card I'm going to play first in case we draw another traditional mana elf. But Heritage Druid into company is always fun. Just a land. Alright. So we're sticking with just Heritage Druid and passing the turn. That's our opponent got. He can attack for 4. That wouldn't be shabby. But this looks like Tireless Tracker into a land. Okay, Tracker's cool. Get some cards going. Path on the Heritage Druid, that's a shame. But we'll go and get our Forest. And hopefully we can company anyway. Metal Sentinel. Gosh, would have been completely broken if we hadn't had our Heritage Druid pathed. So, in case we hit Heritage Druid, I'm going to leave up our Cavern in case we hit Heritage Druid and another elf. Which we do. So the Nettle Sentinel doesn't matter because we make 3 mana, play a dude, the Nettle Sentinel, and we only have 2 dudes left. Yeah, because we've only got access to 1 black mana this turn. Wait, hang on, can we play the Nettle Sentinel in hand as well? 3... So we make 3 mana, play the Nettle Sentinel, we have 2 mana, and yeah, we take the Nettle Sentinel. Just because it's more power, or do we just take this because it's more reliable mana generation? I'm just going to take the Elvish Archdude because of it being more reliable mana acceleration. Make a Nettle Sentinel. And then make a black for Shaman's Pack. Always yield and always yes to this. So we can't forget. But be very careful with Nettle Sentinel being a cast trigger, because that has caught me out in the past. The decision trees in this deck are straightforward enough that you can afford to spend a little bit more time being very careful not to miss your triggers. If we top deck another Shaman, we have lethal with already having 6 elves in play. Bloodbraid Elf is another excellent draw. Just being able to cascade into more raw bodies, or even a Lead the Stampede in this situation. Eidolon of Rhetoric. Sure. Now just going to switch off our Bloodbraid Elves, if he gets there, which will be a pain. But with 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can get 2 damage in next turn. Have 3 if he attacks with his tracker, which I think is likely, seeing as it's 6 damage. And we're unlikely to want to trade because we need our critical mass. And he's right, we do want our critical mass and therefore are not going to block. What have we got? Something good. That's not great. Three. Yeah, I don't think we can attack here. We just lose too much stuff because our opponent also has something resembling a board. So we're just going to jam out our shaman and hope to draw a Zuri or a lord or something as soon as possible. Oh, it looks like our opponent has another path. And we're going to shuffle our deck because we put a Lead the Stampede and an Evolutionary Leap on the bottom already. And those will be some of our best draws going forwards. Eternal Witness, Get Back Path. Yep. Unless they get crazy and take the Windswept Teeth, but I don't think that's happening. Yep. Path it is. We're going to need this shaman sooner rather than later. So we know their hand has the Eidolon and a path and one unknown. Or it's known and I wasn't paying attention. Let's have a 7. We take this because we have outs to just win on the spot if we draw a shaman. Another land. Alright, we have to start blocking next turn. I'm going to play the Windswept Teeth and thin our deck. We have no attacks. So what are the good hits we've got left? We have 3 Collected Companies, we have 2 Lead the Stampedes. We have 2 Archdruids, 2 Shamans, and 1 Visionary left. I think those are all the exciting things. Archdruid's pretty good, but it depends on how our opponent attacks. Alright, so he's probably attacking with just a tracker again, but excitingly, he's got a Wayward Swordtooth on top of his library, which is pretty cool, letting you play extra lands and then becoming a 5/5. A little bit more relevant than Azusa is in this deck. We're going to block with the Visionary because it's just the least relevant body on our board at the moment. And we know he's got a path in hand. So Shaman on its own is not lethal anymore. And we got Eidolon of Rhetoric, so Bloodbraid Elf doesn't do a lot either. Actually, and I've also got a Scavenging His activation on our Visionary, and we're drawing another land. This is not good. I meant to shuffle in the end step, but accidentally passed through the turn. So I'm not going to do that again. So we're going to need to draw Collected Company, or Lead the Stampede pretty sharpish. Actually, Lead the Stampede is not even particularly great against the Eidolon. That's going to be a problem. Yeah, with us being on 3, we have to block both of these now. Actually, we have to block all of these. We're just going to lose too much board with the Eidolon in place, so that's us dead. Now we go to the sideboard. Right, do we want anything to try and alleviate the Eidolon? Don't think we do. I don't think it's worth bringing in Reclamation Sage for it. And I don't think we want to interact on the fatal push end of the spectrum either. I think we'll keep it as it is. And hope he doesn't draw as many paths and eternal witnesses. What's this hand do? This hand is turn 1 Llanowar Elves into turn 2 Elvish Archdruid, so we're going to keep. Then we get to go turn 3 Bloodbraid Elf into Heritage Druid and hopefully go nuts. I'm going to lead the Stampede for 5 elves off the Bloodbraid Elf, and we're going to play all of them with Heritage Druid. There we go. So you've got to know what the upside is. You've got to ask, because if you don't ask, you won't get. Right, looks like our opponent has a Noble Hierarch. Or a Bird of Paradise. Okay, that's not quite as scary. Oh, we get to put both of these into play this turn. Oh, we're going to get the Stomping Ground into play. Bit risky actually in case he Ghost Quarters it, but I don't think our opponent would do that. I think that's just too risky for their own mana development. I thought I said always yes. Oh. Yes. Triple green. Elvish Archdruid. And go. So even if our opponent is to path the Elvish Archdruid, we still get to play the Bloodbraid Elf next turn. Which is pretty sweet. That does not look like a path. That's a Voice of Resurgence. That doesn't matter. That's a path, though. That's a shame. Oh well. Get some beatdowns going. I think I want to just tap all of my lands to do this. Or do I want to tap the other? I think I'll tap the Llanowar Elves to cast the Bloodbraid Elf. We don't get anything from tapping the Heritage Druid as well. 2 lands up. Yeah. Maybe we're supposed to just use the Heritage Druid there, actually. We are drawing a lot of lands again. I think we're happy trading here. So I'm going to attack with the Nettle Sentinel as well. Yep, there we go. Include this to Rainforest and pass a turn. This is just, we're going to thin our deck. Tiny edges. Ramming up Excavator, that's fine. Let's just open up the graveyards. You've got just some fetch lands, so do this now so we can F6. I'm going to tap over Entomb. Oh, our opponent has another Mana Orc, by the looks of things. Bingo. I'll tap one of these and this. This gives us out to Visionary, drawing us Bloodbraid Elves, things like that. But no, we just get another couple of bog standard Mana Orcs. I'll take the Llanowar Elves. Don't need to take Bloodbraid Elf. We don't have any attacks here either, so we're just going to Elves. Don't think it's worth putting our overgrown tomb into play. We can sort of bluff a Quarter Calling or a Collected Company. Our opponent is going to hit land drops for the entire game now, thanks to that ramming up excavator. So we do want to try and get him finished off as quickly as possible. Actually, we should have played the overgrown tomb. No, I don't play the overgrown tomb. Even if we draw an Azuri next time, we can still play the overgrown tomb. Looks like our opponent has a Collected Company. Alright, Dwinsley's not bad. I'm going to start with attacking with the Bloodbraid. I mean, that's not great because I'm fairly certain our opponent has got Company. They've still got 2 cards in hand. It's unlikely they're both lands. Yeah, just going to play Dwinsley and pass. There's enough creatures in his deck that Bloodbraid Elf just gets eaten by. So I don't really want to risk it. Yep, that's the Company. Yep. Lightning Tracker. That's pretty good. We're going to need something next turn. Otherwise we start losing. Ooh, Double Tracker. He's going to draw a lot of cards very quickly. So he makes 4 clues this turn alone. No attacks. Interesting. Just have to draw something. Bloodbraid Elf's not looking insane here. Been blanked quite easily. And it's cascaded into a couple of more mana spells. Gavany Township. Oh dear. That's not good. I have to block some things this turn. You have to block at least 3 creatures. Thanks to the Gavany. Always tap the Gavany. But you can still make his trackers into 7 power creatures. So we have to block. Trackers and Knights, I think. Because you can Ghost Quarter himself to put 2 lands in the graveyard. Which makes it a 6. So we have to block 3 things, yeah. So we're just going to chunk block with the 3 irrelevant bodies and take however much damage he decides to deal us. Hopefully we draw something good. Bloodbraid Elf. Well, let's roll the dice, but I'm not convinced this is going to be enough. Okay, okay. Let's take 3. Archdruid. What do you do? Not enough. Metal Sentinel's good. Don't know what our end goal is here, but I've got to try. So that's the first shaman. We should get some more Metal Sentinels into play before. That's just not good enough. We've had too many expensive creatures. Can't sacrifice either of these two. Visionary. Isn't going to be enough. No. Okay, never mind. We're dead. Got a path anyway. Yeah, okay. Good games, opponent. Couldn't quite power through. Just a few too many draws. Didn't go too well for us. So we're going to be back for match 3.